Retiming Physics, Part 2, Symphony of Existence, Gravity and EMF. Spin-barism is based on a number of assumed TM properties beyond its spinning at the speed of light. TMs are the basic particle of existence. Like a child's play toy top, the TMs precess or wobble at an angle, like the Earth's 23-degree tilt. TMs have a primary angle of precession with subsequent angles. Based on spinning at the speed of light, TMs bang together at a ferocious rate, introducing an amazing maze of higher and subtle harmonics. Angularity or harmonics are self-reinforcing as probabilities from interacting with other TMs, like the self-similarities of orgies regardless of the century or culture. A number of parallels, analogies, or examples are provided to better explain the assumptions. If you slow down the TMs wobbling here and there, it would look like a Mexican jumping bean or a punch bag. A TM's precession is an aggregation of a harmonic that man notices or measures based on which frequency or precession that is tuned to by the measurer. While no man is an island, the TM is an island which echoes the universe. These echoes can be magnified if one has the right tuner and amplifier. Among the parallels for understanding the TM and the TMs is the bee within its colony, or the tree in the forest, or the organelles of a cell, or the atoms in a flask, or the weather patterns on Earth, or the mental patterns on our cortex. The action of one affects the rest, with the rest affecting the one. Of course, the whole is greater than some of its parts, particularly its time or its stability. A big difference between the previous parallels, bees or trees, is speed of action. As one goes up the periodic table of existence, the stability, time, created lowers the speed of action. For instance, a bee moves more frequently and faster than the beehive. Vice versa, at the bottom, the speed of TMs, the timistic busybody bees, is astronomical. Gravity is a result of how all the TMs have the common basic spin properties that imparts this shared behavior. This is Higgs' ocean and the cosmic background noise. A parallel is panning for gold, wherein the diggers vibrating the pan causes the gravel to gravitate to self-similar formations or entities. A difference is how TMs are self-panners without external shakers. TMs that share a common precession angle tend to aggregate together as birds of the same feather flock together. TMs are like gears with teeth. Those with the same angle mesh together rather than clash. Gravity is the lowest form of stability in life. Sorry for the redundancy, for one cannot have life without time, and truly one cannot have time without life. Or, as said elsewhere, time is the thread in the fabric of life. When one understands the rotational nature of the speed of light, and time being a matter of stability, then one can understand how the basic form of time or stability is gravity. Time does slow down, per spin-barism, due to a Doppler effect affecting a Lorentz contraction of the measured items and the measuring devices. TMs are horny little spinners, banging together quadrillions of occasions per human second. They change precision faster than a habitual politician changes positions, and that is fast. In their interactions, harmonics of the basic spin or precession are created. Some of these creations are new, lasting creations of stability. Please recall these waves measure the angle or precession of TMs. The speed of light is rotational, not linear. These harmonics come and go almost as fast as the primary spin rate. These secondary harmonics are the epiphenomenon of the basic forces in physics. The tertiary harmonics are the basis of atoms. They reflect the seemingly haphazard wobbling of the TM. And so the harmonics escalate upwards into a crescendo of ever more complex celestial harmonics. A humanocentral selfish handicap is the belief that space is empty. This is dumb, like the idea that the Earth is a flat something in the middle of existence. Space is full of TMs playing an eternal symphony, most of which we cannot see or hear. Have you ever been riding a motorcycle at 60 miles per hour and encountered a sudden rainstorm? Without a face shield, the raindrops feel like someone is jabbing your face with a pencil. Or consider the difference between hitting water from a 1-meter diving board and the Golden Gate Bridge. Individually, TMs are pretty inconsequential. However, like bees, they act in unison with great force. Their matter matters. In their post-primary harmonics, TMs are like the seaweed that ebbs and flows with each wave. Like seaweed, they record their history and their makeup, like one's hair records one's diet or drug use. When one measures the behavior of a TM, one finds a precession rate of the past to which one tunes. Measuring the TM's multi-personality is like tuning a radio to find a station that broadcasts at a certain frequency. TMs are like rebroadcasting satellites that echo the signals of many radio or TV stations. While no man is an island, TMs are islands that echo the universe. Like an island full of many stories, one needs only to listen in different places and ways to hear different stories of the recent or distant past. When one analyzes a hair fiber or an ice core, one is in the present, translating a record of the past. Likewise with a TM or its aggregation. Adjusting the frequency of measurement is like flipping through the pages of a TM's diary. One finds a TM's record of the past. Telescopes don't see great distances to peer into the past. They explore the immediate more closely by tuning to subtle frequencies, which are the history of the TM's oscillations. While the dominant precession harmonics are recent, the past is present in the seemingly chaotic TM's movement. A visual summary of the symphony of existence is the Mandelbrot or Julian sets from which we perceive the segment of momentary interest. Looking into the past of the universe with a telescope by adjusting frequency for subtle vibrations is like finding the latent magnetic fingerprints of an erased tape recording. Same with a computer hard drive. Repeated erasing only makes it harder for retrieval, as the retriever must use slower and sensitive techniques to sleuth out the faint fingerprints among the cobwebs. Whether a simple light telescope or a megabuck electronic telescope, telescopes digest the precession record of the TMs, banging into the measuring device, including the human eye. Like a telescope, animals don't see. The biological ocular apparatus converts the precession angles or frequency of TMs into chemical reactions that become the neural patterns coursing across the cortex like mental climate systems. The basic forces in physics are epiphenomenon of the basic particle of existence, the TM, observing the principle of spinbarism, that is, the spin determines the interaction. They are perspectives of measuring the different properties of a single entity. To understand these properties, one needs to understand the relation of the individual TM to its world of fellow TMs, that is, Higgs ocean. To wit, in looking at the TM's property from different perspectives and categorizing the measurements as basic particles and forces, physicists are like the blind men describing the elephant. The standard model reflects the measuring methods. TMs flaunt the habeas corpus of science, produce and reproduce the body of research. Whence the flaunting? Heisenberg's principle of uncertainty. As the smallest things in existence, one cannot find them by using something smaller. Nothing is smaller. As is, using larger particles to dissect them is like a heart surgeon performing a cabbage with a bulldozer. Using an electron to find them is like using a bowling ball to define the properties of a BB. Ask the neutrino seekers about the ease of finding little things with big things. It is a case of one cannot see the matter for the mass. Actually, one can find small things with big things. For instance, planets via effects on larger objects. Similar techniques enhance fuzzy videos. Likewise, PET and NMR scans reveal images by exposing details that are unobservable by cruder technology. For instance, a machete. One can find a BB with a bowling ball or a planet with a butterfly. Actually, and oppositely, one can put a small thing in a small place with a big thing, which describes a process by which more and more memory is crammed into layers of molecules that increase the storage capacity of DVDs and USB sticks. Nudging matter with a subtle touch by a big hand is like spinning a merry-go-round with a regular small push. Oppositely, time slicing or strobe lighting can reveal one pattern as a constant. For example, a particular handle on the merry-go-round that otherwise is a blur without form or stability. Measuring and describing a spinning merry-go-round is akin to how physicists spend billions trying to measure and describe the spinning TM, which is the rotational basis of the speed of light. It will be mankind's understanding of the rotational nature of the speed of light, in conjunction with finessing fusion, that will be the basis of cheap, clean thermonuclear energy, and the power of each kitchen sink to blow up one's city. TMs are like one's personality. One knows it is there, but one is not sure where or how to find it, let alone scientifically share it with the world. Anagrammically, a TM is a time emmet mite. Taken together, this harmonic music of the TMs is the symphony of existence. The history of music reflects the development of instruments with finer subtleties. A primitive tribal drum lacks the range of notes found in a flute or violin. Likewise, the evolution of senses reflects the sensing of higher frequencies for greater distance awareness, of finding or being a meal, touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight. Overriding the 5 physical senses is the 6th sense, which is the cerebral conductor of our human symphony of existence. Our brain extends the distance of sensing death or delight into our past for our future. The symphony of existence can be found in all levels of existence. Have you ever attended a Battle of the Bands event in which you detect the whisper of your kind of music from afar over the louder music up close? As you gravitate toward your rock band, you are not only repeating the behavior of a TM, but are acting as the aggregation of all the TMs that make you what you are. For those of you who attend your local symphony instead of Battle of Band events, the same principle applies when you choose the performances that match your inner mental music. At the biological level within the cells, the primary force that drives molecules about within the cell are the harmonics of their composing TMs. The molecules that make up the various cellular processes, for example, Krebs cycle, DNA, and immune system, are merely being like you at a battle of the band. Like a gravitational pull, molecules gravitate towards the harmonious frequency of its dominant angle, while being pushed by those molecules out of sync. In the physical science, catalysts echo the gravitational yin-yang approach avoidance of the TMs at their basic level. Catalysts and enzymes are like a tunnel under a mountain that lets one get to the other side without the greater effort of climbing over the mountain. In all cases, at all levels, the interaction of TMs results in the creation of stability, which we humans call time. The creation of stability is synonymous with survival of the fittest. It is the jigsaw pattern of existence out of which all entities are cut.